Hello viewers, this is Darknet97 presenting you Fire Emblem 6 Project Ember Chapter 5 and 0% growth. So here's a map. There are a lot more enemies in this map and nomads do have 2 to 3 range along with the usual brigands being a lot faster than they should be. On the bright side, a lot frailer than they are supposed to be, so that kind of helps in a way. So Radga needs 17 speed to double most of the enemies in this map. And since this is 0% growth, sadly I had to reset to get it 17 speed. And because there are many resets, I probably forgot to buy some weaponry, which I'll get once I record all this good stuff. But for now, we're just gonna drop Deacon of Fort and hopefully has an iron sword as blade, which kinda helps. The rest of the units just kinda move towards the fort to block choke. Just help with chip damage, or just wait around that in general. So there are 2 cavaliers around here which can be dealt by Shana with ease, but Shana can survive only one of them, so we're gonna bait the one which has a higher move in this map. So Shana's gonna kill one enemy phase and another one to play phase for the most part. And Roy is gonna use an angelic robe to boost his HP to max and take out at least 2 of these guys, or maybe at least 1, that's all you need. Just 10 out of crowd there. So that's pretty much what we're gonna do, 10 out of crowd. I could have gone a shorter route, but I've tried a few times before, and let's just say I need a lot of critical rigs to just reliably beat the map. And the common dawn strategy of placing a thief near a nomad isn't going to work because there are a lot more enemies for one thing, and no matter 2 or 3 range in bows, so it's going to be hard, lot harder for Chad to survive. One thing Project Ember does a good job of is its extensive playtesting control of the famous LTC strats of 56 on YouTube, so they include Dawn, Yoza, I think, and Yoza, if I'm pronouncing right. I'm sure I've seen more, just not coming in mind at the moment. Yeah, Lapogne, I guess, if I recall correctly. It's heavily rigged, but from what I've heard, space is better rigged. That's not what we're discussing around here, so basically all I want to say is you want to think more than a typical LTC you want to do something new for your LTC strats. Not that it's impossible since Legius is probably 0% LTC this, but still, you need to pull off something new than the usual stuff you see on YouTube, that's for sure. And my XP goal for this chapter is hopefully getting Luke the closest possible to 10, since Staff Bot is sadly lacking in magic, and Luke can bring a lot more than Staff Bot and magic chips, so he's essentially Cecilia with budget Cecilia if I promote him. And luckily I do get enough guiding rings for my needs if I go to my way to steal or get them, so it's not a hard bad decision, and I could use extra stats on him right now, so we're just gonna break down his charging enemies and advance. And another reason why I want to go the long route is to get some door keys and extra stuff I may need. So luckily these guys are chipping and hand axe, and that's honestly all I need at this point. So as long as I live and whittle down these enemies, we're fine for the most part. So I don't have a hand axe at the moment, and Wall can chip, but that's easier to get double for a while. Maybe what if we got 2 speed rocks? In the vanilla version, that is. Right now, I think a hand axe and a chip from World is probably going to take him down. Luckily, Marcus does have a hand axe. I probably kept it on him and forgot for some reason. Yeah, we need to heal up Deke. The fighters aren't particularly fast, but they are beefy and do it very hard, so I definitely want to avoid placing most of my units in the range. Definitely gonna heal Roy. It's probably Deke in all seriousness. Deke and Marcus, one of few can take hits, and Rutger's relatively higher weight in the fort, so he can potentially take hits. But that's probably it for who's gonna take hits for a while. Luckily, I do get some barriers in 7 who can take a lot of hits, and Chapter 8 does give me a few knights and all, but still, I definitely appreciate having a unit who can take a lot of hits around here. Yeah, just rescue dropping, just repositioning and all that stuff. Would be cool if you could potentially integrate FE6 and FE8 to get all this juicy skills, but I think Project Ember's doing a great job already, so that's just some ideas I'm getting off my mind. So most of them have hand axes and they're fairly weak, but I'd rather avoid getting hit by them, and luckily Nomad decides to go for Volt because all these units are bulky, have enough defense, literally speaking. Did he mess with the Silver Lance? That's sad, honestly. So, yeah. I'm just gonna chip all you can, take out these enemies, and I'm probably gonna charge in the next turn. Yeah. Kinda used to it, but can't deny it's a bit depressing in a way. I'm used to seeing at least 1 or 2 stats popping up. So, yeah. At least on the bright side, we can pretty much charge once we deal with them in the next turn. Yeah, we need to get Shana out of there. So Clarine is obviously gonna heal Shana. So I just like to get Shana to level 10 before the end of 8x. So I want her to be promoted before the Western Isles at least. But it would definitely be nice if I can promote it at the end of chapter 8. Because that's when I get a promotion item. There goes my hand axe. So, kinda glad I put forts on there. And that's a palette, I guess something I need to speak of. Something to speak of, right? So, kinda like how they redid the palettes, it's a lot darker compared to Vanilla P6, which is a lot brighter, but at the same time, it's not as dark as Tracia. Kinda pleasant to look at, honestly. But, digress, it's fairly good. It looks good, looks pretty and all. I don't know what they call these menu screens, stat screens, yeah, stat screens. They do look fairly good too. The way I'm just wondering why I'm using Charger. He has a 1 to 2 range knife, which I can use a bait. And Rutger has a 1 to 2 range sword, but he has some stuff he needed on the front lines. Yeah, there you go. Marcus is just doing fairly fine even on 0% growth. It's a badass. He'll eventually fall off, but that's going to take quite a few chapters. Maybe a lot earlier than I did on a vanilla version, but honestly, considering my squad, I think I'll be using him a lot more. So, I think Alan and Lance can pretty much combo and kill this guy. Maybe not. Rodgu can do it at least. I need to heal up Lube. Honestly, besides hitting a fighter and charging around enemies, we'll put Chad on a cliff, so it's gonna break his big brigands into attacking him. So it's basically diverted them for the rest of the map until they get killed. So Diggs is gonna rush forward with a mercenary. I usually like this in Marcus, but I think it's a bit behind. But luckily you can shade him around his steel blade and all, so we are fine in that regard. So yeah, just need to charge and gotta say, I kinda like the fact that Project Ember does give a lot of weapon XP related to P6. Early on, it was a strong critic of it, but I guess it makes units who don't have particularly great weapon ranks at least build their weapon ranks a lot quicker. Because you can't build a staff rank as fast as, you know, a sword or an axe, but still helps in a way. Can get good ranks a reasonable amount of time. Besides, it's going to be hard to build 3 weapon ranks. So still harder to build 2 or 3 weapon ranks. So they're fairly fine, unless you're, you know, early game unit who can fight a lot, but maybe not 0% growth, since I guess the units at higher bases are going to face a lot more combat. So there you go. Start with shipping. So I probably don't want to be in range of Brigand, honestly, and I don't think Wolf. I mean, sorry, not Wolf. I don't think Luke's gonna kill them in a way, and you can see a fight is starting to fall off in accuracy and damage capability and bulk overall. So we're gonna ditch them around 6 or 7, but they're gonna stay for this chapter at least. So Luke's up there, healing himself up, and yeah, Dixari can't double a mercenary. Rutger barely can at 17 speed, since the mercenary weighs him down with its steel sword, but sadly Rutger can't reach, and there's no point in attacking him taking extra damage, so we might as well wait on that. But the rest of my squad are gonna advance towards the mercenary and his fighters, and hopefully they're gonna retreat at some point, but for now, just think of me as advancing around here. Yeah, I'm just gonna give a wall to Marcus just because he's going to front lines and partly because I need to heal him up, make sure he survives. So Shana's probably gonna visit a village if I can, but I guess listen to someone else who has anything much to do for the most part. We definitely want to block this fort since there'll eventually be heavy cavalry reinforcements. We don't want to fight them. Heavy cavalry is a lot worse than your typical fighters because not only they're bulky, fairly fast. They do get hit hard. I mean, they do get doubled, but the fact that they have 7 more brigand 6s, you know, it's gonna put a lot of. It's gonna likely kill my units in the back, so I definitely don't want to face them. So, mercenary level 4. One thing you notice about Project Ember, they remove a lot of forests surrounding this area. So, basically, it's got more forest which kind of slow down his mercenaries in a way, but and give you a lot of terrain avoid in a way. But I guess nomads having 3 range makes it a lot more annoying to kill them, so I'll probably remove it for now. Probably forever, this version hack at least. So yeah, Sean is pretty much gonna one shot the nomad. So yeah, we're just gonna rescue Deke, but yeah, we're not gonna get it Gantlands in this turn at the very least. What is the thing here? Rutger trying to rescue Deke. Deke's a big man. Another downside of promoting Deke is one is kind of massive. None of my units are big enough to lift him besides the one on the mount, so it's gonna be hard to rescue him if I put him in danger. And that's other reasons why I'm probably gonna drop him once his stats fall off. And I get better heroes like OG or Echidna, but ironically OG is better than Deke. Well, stat wise at least, if not weapon ranks, so until OG picks up his weapon ranks, he's gonna be Deke's still gonna have a fair amount of niche just in combat, so yeah, I just need to survive in this enemy phase. Yeah, sadly Lloyd isn't one-shot a guy, but you could do it with Shep. I guess Shara takes priority for experience for now. She's not going to face a lot of combat, and that kind of helps. So there you go. That guy has a minor percentage of getting crit. By the way, the skill formula is crit So skill minus, sorry, oh fuck, how do I tell this? So basically if you have, it's crit formula, I think crit minus skill, so once you cross 10 skill, you start having crit. In this instance, mercenary has 4 crit, so Rudger has 2 locks, so Rudger essentially has, you know, that's where Rudger gets 2 crit, receives 2 crit from mercenary. Makes skill books a lot more, I don't know, viable in a way. Then essentially if you're getting 2 crit from it, especially in a class like Sniper or Swordmaster, but I guess you can still sell them for money for boots, depending on how you want to play. Would be funny playing this without buying any boots. I don't know if you can do it on 0% growths, but I mean if Don can pull off a general Douglas on 0% growths, and yeah, I'm wondering why the fuck I'm talking this. So Don can pull off a brilliant Douglas without boots and 0% growths. Then I'm sure I can do this with Project Ember and I don't know, better bases and worse enemies. Wondering why I'm bringing Douglas. So this is mere rumor. From what I've heard, Donan's first run relied upon him heavily using Douglas, and he was trying to get a hang of 0% growth at that point, I think. Don't quote me on that, but honestly, when I first heard it, I couldn't believe it myself. So I was like, Don the LDC was using Douglas. Not joking, man. And the guy sent a message, told me serious, so I had to believe him. Oh, that's base marker 0k a fighter with Iron Sword. That's pretty impressive. So, yeah. We just divert his mercenaries towards Lug. I guess I'll be relying on diversion a lot more. Basically, it's a common strat in the DSFE games. You exploit enemy AI to, divert an enemy to attack a certain unit so that your frontline unit isn't likely to die. I mean, since this is based on the feat tool, I guess it's a nice reference to that. But yeah. Javelins are pretty darn weak. There was one thing they should have done. They shouldn't have done is enough javelins with hand axes. I mean, especially since enemies get a plus variance, and I can't get those options of forge, and we do get limited 2-range options, but they're like below 20 uses, so you want to use them wisely. On the bright side, it does encourage me to use magic, and not sure on a paladin, javelin, or great knight and hand axe. I think Project Ember does a good job of, slowing them down, horse layers and all stuff. So effective weapon basically. All I can say at 20 for unit 22 defense gets kinda invalidated in chapter 9. Like At least he has some hard counters, so can't like, use him to cheese a map. You can expect Project Ember is gonna be hard. I don't know if it's on par if it will H. It's definitely not on par if it will H4, but especially since it has essentially has enemies advantage plus in the skill hacks and advantage if you take trace or genealogy, so that kind of sucks in a way, but it's still fun. It gets hard counter to it, it's getting a lot of defense, and as for res you can use pure orders and kind of survive some hits in the earlier parts. If you especially use a paladin since you have a higher base res, or maybe a falconer if you can get one. Personally, it's fine with using a couple of shards and a pure water to just get my results. For instance, I was trying and I got a chapter in chapter was it 9, the desert one where you get minnow. So here, for instance, I was trying to record a chapter with Minerva in it. So you get a resistance shard in chapter, so the plan was give it to Pala and give it a pure water and or a barrier, whichever works. So she should basically dial it against the mages and take at least 2 hits just because she has extra 9 res essentially, but the pure water boost and the talisman boost. Kind of getting close for the most part, just get some EXP goals, block the reinforcements and kill the boss. Excuse me. Sadly, D is at a point where you can either zero KO or not double, so there's probably another flaw of Deke and another bone of Deke in a way if you don't mind EXP distribution that much. If you just promote him immediately and even if it doesn't get a single star, just doing fairly fine after 3 chapters, and fact is clutch in chapter 4, especially since Marcus can't use access. Yeah, finally got a Gant lance, a fairly powerful lance, probably 2 less mightier than a silver lance, but it has 50 uses and it's a lot lighter than a steel lance, so that's worth having, I guess, until it breaks. Roughly, I guess silver lance minus 2 might and maybe slightly worse hit. So yeah, I'll probably redo this stuff off screen just to get some better inventories, but that depends on how I'm feeling. So we're gonna block that place with Marcus, and I think it's gonna be fine if I attack him, but I'd not take a chance of getting extra damage on me, especially can't see a KO on this. Particularly no benefit, and killing an enemy is -C on extra turns, so I mean it's a brigand, which means it's not going to peak, so it's going to be stuck there for the most part. Sadly, Roy isn't doing much, but if this is the one with growths, I can see him contribute a lot more along with Alan and Lance. So one thing I want to tell you to keep in mind when formulating strategies in 0% growth, and this has been said by Don too, and one of his videos in FE12, which is basically ending part. So some strategies which are viable in 0%. I mean, there's some strategies which can pull off in growths, which I definitely can't pull off in 0% growths due to when my unit's not having the right amount of stats. Or the fact that I have growth rates, which means I can avoid going out of my way to pull off some extra stuff. Like rigging crits from Pierce, for instance, in FE8, Cormac, and on Leon in the last second chapter, for example. Probably gonna do that in the vanilla version, and then for a closer example, rigging a critical hit from being a Wyvern with Rutger in Don's FE Chapter 7 LDC. Yeah, there goes the fighter. Oh, already missed that one. So, I'm very close, just need to beat all these remaining enemies and take them out. Like I said, this is not an LTC. If I can beat a map as fast as I can, and if it is within my power to do it, I'm obviously gonna do it. Yeah, I'm just gonna heal up Marcus and wait on that. Yeah, and I guess this guy's finally gonna go down. Not I need to kill him, but I guess it just reduces retention a bit. And there's a mage and there's a fighter, so yeah, one thing I kinda like about 0% growth is I don't have to probably worry about EXP a lot more than I usually do in a growth run. But in a growth run, there's a chance that a certain unit might get better stats, and I can pull off some more strats. And 0% growth, I don't worry about that. So my worries about EXP is relatively low. Besides, probably certain units reaching level 10. And at least you can definitely promote early for the most part, and hopefully Project Ember is beatable in 0% growth. Technically it is, since Legius did test it, but I guess it's gonna be one of those record footage proof in a way. So yeah, just checking out dealer mage. Yeah, I think Dig's gonna take a huge beating, but we can heal him up for the most part, so it's not a big issue. I don't share a sense of humor, which can make memes, but I do have a sense of humor, but it doesn't really come out now. General sarcastic humor in that generally puts my humor in a reactive position in a way. So Yeah, those guys did a job for the most part. Yeah. On the bright side, kinda glad Rutger gets a bandage. That means I can probably, hit it 2 range with him. It's kinda nice. There's only flaws that he lacks 2 range, and honestly that's fixed in Project Ember, so this was the vanilla version, is probably broken if I didn't consider star inflation, but still forced to be reckoned with regardless. Personally, snipers are much better offensive units when you have them, but it's not like you're gonna get them on high speed, so the next best option is my Swordmasters or Berserkers, I guess, after the right pronunciation. Right, we're just gonna ship this guy. Dory has been nerfed to 12 speed compared to earlier versions where I think had 13 or 14 speed if I remember right. I guess this is made to beat 0% growth a lot more reliable. So the 0 may get 16 speed Rutger. Nonetheless, Dory is still formidable with a killer axe and 20 strength, so definitely want to be careful when fighting him, but it's still a lot less dangerous than he used to be, that's for sure. It would be nice if we can pull off a Clarine supported Rutger. I mean, I can't definitely pull a Woodhawk strat throughout the game, but crit is definitely nice to have when I can use it. There goes Dory and choose to fight the wrong man. I mean, I chose to fight the right. I chose to fight the right man, technically, but yeah. There you go. Rutger isn't particularly need to be fed XP since he's such a good combat unit that he's gonna reach level 10 on the way before he get the first hero crest. I mean, the second hero crest. And that should honestly be it for this map. We're just going to do some minor miscellaneous stuff and seize. So like, subscribe and share, and see you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.